The following is a fantasy rebuild. All moves, trades, acquisitions of any kind are not designed to mimic real life in any way. It is a fantasy rebuild. Everything is just for fun. I do not think any or all of these trades could actually happen. If you guys want to know where I got the rosters from, made a video on that. I made a video on all of my settings. If you want me to do a team, you don't need to request them. I'm doing literally every single team. And if you are looking for a team I've already done, it's in the rebuilding playlist on my channel. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. And let's try to hit 100 likes. Actually, you know what? We hit 100 likes every rebuild. Let's try to hit 200 likes. All right, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the rebuild. What is going on, guys? Bengal again here, coming back at you with another video. Today, doing another rebuild, this time for the Minnesota Vikings. Probably going to be my easiest one so far. Not rebuilding, just reloading. Probably going to be the first reload in the rebuilding series for Madden 16. And this team is actually pretty good. Mike Zimmer is going to be our head coach. And I think we're going to have a pretty easy time in this. Maybe win the Super Bowl. Season 2? Maybe even Season 1. Let's try to, like, three-peat. That'd be pretty awesome. Madden CPU, or Madden Simulation is going to screw me over. It is what it is, though. Let's get right into it. I'm actually pretty excited for this one. I like the Vikings quite a bit. So here is the team. It's looking pretty nice. The receiving core is really the one noticeable flaw on this team. And I guess Teddy Bridgewater needs to develop a little bit more. The offensive line is looking really good. Got Joe Berger as a backup at an 83 overall. On the defensive side of the ball, the linebacking core looks really nice except for Chad Greenway. And I'd like to get rid of Andrew Sendejo and the cornerback crew. I guess that's what I'm calling them now. Captain Mutterlin maybe has to go. I think in the first year of free agency or the second year of free agency, I can upgrade a lot of these positions. And Brian Robeson is just too old. But we'll see what we can do with some of these moves. With this first trade, I'm going to be trading away Captain Mutterlin and a 4th round pick for the Bears. First, second, and a future first round picks. There's pretty much no reason not to get Jay Howard here. He's on the trade block every time. And a 7th round pick gets any player on the trade block. On the trade block 95% of the time. So we're going to be getting him and seeing if I can make some big trades happen. I don't know, though. I have a bunch of untouchables on my team that I don't want to deal with. It might be kind of cheesy, but I really want some stuff to happen. So I'm going to make it happen in free agency by signing some players that I know will have trade value. And I'm a little bit ashamed about this, but not too much. It may not make sense now, but it's all part of the master plan. Will Hill and Andrew Sendejo for Jonathan Hankins. Our 3rd defensive tackle on the roster, above an 88 overall. Oh, hello there, old friend. Khalil Mack. Welcome to the team. With this trade, I will be trading away Henry Melton, Sammy Hill, who I acquired in free agency, as well as a 2nd round pick to get Chris Harris Jr. Very excited about this. Now I have a little more leeway at the cornerback position, as maybe getting rid of Trey Waynes, who I really like on the team. Would never happen in real life, but I don't know. He has a lot of trade value. We'll see where this goes. With this trade, I'm trading away Trey Waynes, Curtis Lofton, and a 2nd round pick for KJ Wright. Going to be a very significant upgrade over Chad Greenway. With this trade, I will be trading for Muhammad Wilkerson with just a future 1st round pick. I'm not sure where he fits into the team at all, but he's on it now. With this trade, I will be trading Muhammad Wilkerson, Brian Robeson, and a 3rd round pick for Darius Slay, who I try to get all the time, and it never works. I don't know what I'm going to do with Darius Slay. I mean, maybe we just have a really, really good set of corners now. I probably should have traded for somebody else, like a wideout, but I don't know. I kind of like what we're working with here. I didn't expect this to go through, but Darius Slay and Joe Berger, or no, excuse me, Joe Berger, why am I saying that word, are headed to Phoenix, Arizona. And we're getting Dayon Buchanan, who eventually is going to play strong safety for us. That's my vision anyway. I really did not expect this to go through, but I mean, it is what it is. We got Dayon Buchanan, one of my favorite players in the NFL. I'm very happy to add him to the team. And I guess for the time being, he'll play linebacker? I don't know. So this is going to be the team for season number 1. I'm actually really happy with the trades that were made. I mean, of course, the wide receiver core is a little bit lackluster. The offensive line is still holding up. Kyle Rudolph at tight end. And the defense, I mean, the defense got really, really good. Of course, strong safety. Sendejo's gone. The defensive line is now amazing. The cornerbacks, I would say, are really good. The linebacking core, of course. Did I already mention that? Because it's still amazing. Harrison Smith holding it down for the safeties, though. What I think is going to end up happening is, of course, I'm going to change around some of these positions in the offseason. I'm not even sure what position I draft. Probably wide receiver, but we're going to get into the simulation right here. I'm pretty excited. I think we got a really, really good chance to go far in the playoffs as long as Aaron Rodgers doesn't screw up my day. So at the midseason mark, we are 5-2, which is currently leading the division. Tied with the Packers, I guess. Bears doing really poorly as usual, although they did come very close to beating us, it looks like, in week number 8. As Derek Wolfe signs a pretty small contract extension, only $4 million a year. That's definitely a little bit unrealistic, I think. But we're doing pretty well. I'm going to do some scouting. Of course, we got to check out wide receivers. And maybe a position in the secondary, like a safety, depending on what we do with Dale Buchanan. So yeah, we're going to get right on that. So at the end of season number 1, we did end up making the playoffs with a 9-7 record. We got the wild card. Gonna have to face the Panthers, but I'll show you guys the season stats before that. Let's see what Teddy Bridgewater did. Pretty awful season, to be honest. Moving on to Adrian Peterson, he did what you expect out of the best running back in the NFL. 1,700 plus yards, 12 touchdowns. Matt Asiata with 5 touchdowns as the number 2. Stephon Diggs approaching 1,000 yards, couldn't get there. 5 touchdowns for him, as well as Charlie Johnson blocking. 18 sacks let up for Matt Khalil, and then Andre Smith on the opposite side with 11. Defensively, 124 tackles for Eric Kendricks. KJ Wright got 100, and Harrison Smith was mighty close with 99. Tackles for loss, 10 for Linval Joseph, 6 for Everson Griffin, and holy cow did we get a bunch of sacks. 18.5 for Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack sack attack. That's why you go out and get him. He's an absolute monster. 14.5 as well for Everson Griffin is pretty crazy. Interceptions, not a whole lot. But when pressure's getting there, you're going to have more sacks than interceptions. As, of course, Everson Griffin, 65,000 fumble return yards on that one fumble recovery. That's pretty cool. And no defensive touchdowns. That's a little bit unfortunate, but that's more of a, like a flashy thing, not so much as performance-wise. Andy Dalton wins MVP. I don't know how that happened over Aaron Rodgers, who always wins it. Teddy Bridgewater's not even there. Brock Osweiler is, though. Checking out NFC Offensive Player of the Year. That goes to Aaron Rodgers. Adrian Peterson in 5th. No Teddy Bridgewater Defensive Player of the Year. Khalil Mack should be here, but they don't count that. Eric Kendricks comes in 10th, though. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to famous Jameis Winston. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Eric Kendricks. That's pretty sweet. And then J-Ron Curse also got in there at number 6. Let me just see best D-line if that's Khalil Mack. It's not. Everson Griffin. Where is Khalil Mack? Is he listed at best LB? Alright, whatever. Please make a stop. Don't let him in. That's going to be the ball game. Very close to winning that game. It was a highly contested matchup against the Carolina Panthers, who eventually edged it out in the end, but there is always next year, I suppose. We're going to draft a superstar player. I don't know really how much it's going to impact the team. I'm probably going to have to either trade for or sign some type of a wide receiver. I don't know. We'll figure it out. In the first round of free agency, we would re-sign Everson Griffin, Alex Boone, Kyle Rudolph, and Andre Smith. Now headed into free agency, I think with around 20-some-odd mil to spend. I don't think I'm going to spend any of it. I do want a wide receiver. There are really no good free agents in the first year ever. So, I mean, if Alshon's there, I'll offer on Alshon, but I doubt he will be. So in the first round, we have the 9th pick as well as the 22nd. And that's all for the first round. And then we have the 54th in the second. With my first pick, I'm going to be taking Voorhees James. Expected to go in the second round, but I have him graded much higher. One of the best ever receiving prospects I've ever seen. It reminds me a lot of Allen Robinson. A little bit slower. Penn State, pretty tall, even though Allen Robinson, I think, has another inch. I guess only Penn State, so I don't know what else reminds me of him. But he's an 80 overall. I think that's the best wide receiver I've ever drafted, overall-wise, so I'm very happy about that pick, obviously. I think he's going to come in and make an impact. And now with pick number 22 in the first round, I'm going to be taking another wide receiver here, Quintez Barnes out of Florida State. Welcome to the team. 74 overall, and he's ranked number 74, which is not a great pick. His spectacular catch is not as high as I would have liked it to be. He's not terrible, he's just not really that good. With this pick, I will be taking Gord Hunter. He's got a pretty awesome last name, so I think he's going to be a pretty awesome player. And he is, for the most part, like his stats. Good value here in the second round. But that's going to do it for me here in this draft. Going to simulate until the end and then show you guys the team before we start season number 2. I'm going to be trading TJ Clemmings here for Bashaud Breeland and a 4th rounder in 2018. I think this is a good value, and it adds a really good nickel corner to our team. But without further ado, this will be the lineup for season number 2. Bunch of really nice pieces coming together here. Adrian Peterson is beginning to go down in overall. So we got to start winning. We got to start winning now. Wide receiver core looks pretty nice. Of course, we got a rookie in the slot there. On the defensive side of the ball, I mean, it's looking awesome. The linebacking core is fantastic. The safeties are great with Daniel Buchanan now. The cornerbacks are amazing. Well, the cornerbacks are really good. The defensive line is amazing. This is a very good team that should do very good things. I cannot wait for season number 2 to get underway. Let's do it. Getting Carlos Williams for a 7th round pick was too good to pass up. So that, okay, whenever I try to do the intro before, it always ends up working out poorly. But for a 6th round pick, we will be bringing Carlos Williams onto the team as our backup running back to Adrian Peterson. I feel like that's a really, really good backup player. Going to be an 88 overall with confidence. But let's get right into the simulation. So midway through the second season, we are 7-0. Doing absolutely great. Got to negotiate contract with Sharif Floyd, Matt Khalil, and Harrison Smith. I would like to retain all of them for season number 3. Rather we make it so far. We're destroying the NFC North. So I'm liking the way this is going so far. And I think we have a Super Bowl in our future. Stay tuned. So we would end up finishing 13-3 after our whoa, English. After our undefeated start. I'm not sure why that was so difficult for me to say. Teddy Bridgewater, another kind of lackluster season, to be honest. Not really too impressive there. Rushing Adrian Peterson, absolute beast. And Carlos Williams, 17 touchdowns and almost 1,000 yards. Receiving, Laquan Treadwell would lead our team. We are not getting a lot of touchdowns. Our rookie, Voorhees James, played quite well, to be fair. Blocking, how'd we do? 15 sacks for Matt Khalil. That's upsetting. Defensively, Eric Kendricks was the only player on the team with 100-plus tackles with 140 almost. Tackles for loss, 7 for Khalil Mack and Linval Joseph. QB sacks, going to be 12.5 for Everson Griffin, 9.5 for Sharif Floyd, 9 for Khalil Mack, 8 for Linval up the middle. Interceptions, hopefully those are up, and they are. 7 for Harrison Smith, 6 for Chris Harris Jr., and then 3 for Dayon at the strong safety position. Forced fumbles, I saw at least 3. Holy shit. Khalil Mack had 5 forced fumbles, 4 recoveries, 1 blocked kick. What a monster. And we see, Dayon Buchanan, 2 defensive touchdowns and 1 for Xavier Rhodes. Players are playing out of their minds. Checking out yearly awards, Russell Wilson wins league MVP. Any Vikings in here? Doesn't look to be that way. Adrian Peterson, unfortunately, 2nd in Offensive Player of the Year voting. Couldn't bring that one home, though. Defensive Player of the Year, Eric Kendricks would finish in 6th. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Voorhees James finishes in 3rd. And then there's Quintez Barnes at the number 9 spot. Defensive Rookie of the Year, no Vikings here. No surprise there. Let me just check out best running back. Surely that's Adrian Peterson. Best QB. Where is... He's not there. Best receiver. No Vikings again. Best D-line. Surely Khalil Mack. But number 4, Everson Griffin, number 5. Alright, that's fair. I am ready for these playoffs, though. We have a first-round bye, obviously. And we are going to be looking to continue on through our playoff run very successfully. I hope. I mean, that's obvious, but let's see how we get it done. So our first matchup is going to be against the Carolina Panthers, who knocked us out of the playoffs last year. Looking not to repeat that. Lightning doesn't strike twice in the same place. They're 2 better overall points than we are. But I don't think that's going to matter too much. Let's just steamroll through them. Move on to the conference championship. And then, of course, the Super Bowl. Happened again. Carolina Panthers knocking us out of the playoffs. And they're moving on, and we aren't. Year number 3, maybe. Year number 3. So we bring back Harrison Smith and Jeff Locke. However, Xavier Rhodes is going to test free agency. And by test free agency, he's probably not going to come back to Minnesota, although I will pursue him heavily. In the first round of free agency, I would bring in Tavon Austin. Not sure where I want to play him so far. Probably in the slot. Move Voorhees James to the 2, and then Treadwell to the 4. That's probably going to be the plan as of right now. In the final round of free agency, I would bring in Xavier Rhodes or bring him back. Also went after Logan Ryan, but I did not want to increase his deal. So I expected Xavier Rhodes to re-sign, and he did, securing that pivotal role in our secondary. With my first pick, I will be taking Torian Mason, middle linebacker out of Georgia. Has some really, really good stats. I don't think I've ever seen a linebacker with B+ hit power before. So I'm excited to see how good he is. 78 overall. I mean, not bad. Not bad. He's going to be a backup anyway. With my last pick, this time in the 5th round, just going to take this guy, Daryl Baldwin. He's the fastest. Why not? Oh, that's why not. Once again, another scenario where how can I pass this up? Martellus Bennett for a 7th round pick. He will be a backup to Kyle Rudolph, but I think probably a really good backup. So I went ahead and signed Malcolm Butler and Michael Brockers in free agency. They were just there. That's a glitch that Madden 17 needs to work out when it comes around. So I'm going to offer this deal, try to get Todd Gurley. Unfortunately, Adrian Peterson retired, and Todd Gurley is the newest Minnesota Viking. This will be the roster for season number 3, probably the final season. It's still a really good team that just needs to finally come around and start winning in the playoffs. Team looks really, really good. I think this time, you know, we're gonna have another chance at an undefeated season, and I think probably go to the Super Bowl. It would be about time. Let's go ahead and simulate to the playoffs. So we went 11-5, tying the Detroit Lions. We did win the division, but we still have to play the Bucs in the playoffs in the wild card round, which is, needless to say, unfortunate, as the Bucs are usually my demise in these things. But we do have 3 overall points on them. Hopefully that means something. Hopefully I do not lose this matchup. Come on. It's been 2 years knocked out in a row. I just hope the Panthers are not in this playoffs. I just hope that. So that should be the game here as we're winding down 28-10. We're going to win over the Buccaneers. I just choked on air. That was kind of weird. But we're going to be moving on to the divisional. And I hope we don't lose. I hope we don't play the Panthers, because that would be an automatic loss pretty much. Of course. Okay. Carolina Panthers. Can't wait. And they have a better record than us this time. Should be awesome. Looks like we're giving the Panthers the business right now. Up 27-3. Don't come back, and I don't think they will. Going to be 30-18. We win over the Carolina Panthers. We are going to the NFC Championship game. So we have the division rival Detroit Lions that we have to go through in order to make the Super Bowl. It's doable. It's very doable. We're up 24-14. They scored a touchdown, making it 24-17. Excuse me, they kicked a field goal. We're going to kick a field goal of our own, making it 27-17. A victory over the Detroit Lions here in the NFC Championship game. And Minnesota is headed to the Super Bowl. So now we get to play a Super Bowl in our home stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota, against the Houston Texans of all teams. My franchise team for Madden 16. I'm ready to beat him into submission. This is the final roster. Here's the offense. And here is the defense. Linebacking core is fantastic. The safeties are great. The corners are really good. And the defensive line is amazing. If I didn't show you guys the stats, we might as well do that right now. Pretty sure I didn't. Check out Teddy Bridgewater. Interceptions are down, but still not throwing any touchdowns, really. Todd Gurley had a really good season. Carlos Williams with 12 touchdowns. No 1,000-yard receivers. Voorhees James would get 6 touchdowns leading our team, blocking, probably a few sacks, and indeed there were. More 100 tackle players this year. We have 4 of them, almost 5 with Chris Harris. Tackles for loss, 15 from Khalil Mack led our team, 10 for Linval Joseph. QB sacks, 12 for Everson Griffin and 8 for Khalil Mack. Interceptions was down, what the hell. Harrison Smith got 4, 3 for Anthony Barr, and 3 for Dayon Buchanan. And as far as forced fumbles go, 2 would lead our team, and only 4 recoveries. Any defensive touchdowns, I saw at least 1, and we get 3. Harrison Smith, KJ Wright, and Xavier Rhodes. Going to check out awards now before our Super Bowl game. Jameis Winston wins league MVP with the Bucs, 99 overall. Brock Osweiler in 10th for that honor. NFC Offensive Player of the Year, Todd Gurley at number 5, and then Defensive Player of the Year, Eric Kendricks at number 7. Here we are, live from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Teddy Bridgewater is going to lead the team out onto the field, and it is time for the Super Bowl versus the Houston Texans. This is actually pretty cool, being the Minnesota Vikings playing the Super Bowl, finally making the Super Bowl and playing it in Minnesota. That is absolutely awesome, I think. The Texans are taking the field, and I cannot skip this. But you guys will see in the simulation. I'm excited. I think we can win. We have 3 overall points on them. I expect nothing less than a win. I don't know what else we do. We can't tie. So we're going to be out to a 14-0 lead early, but just as I say that, Houston's going to answer with 2 scores of their own. Hopefully not 3. Please don't. They're going to be up 17-14. Make it 24-14. Got to get into the end zone, please. That's the ball game. We're going to lose 21-27. The Texans are going to be taking home the Lombardi Trophy. I'm skipping. I don't care. How'd Teddy Bridgewater do? 1 interception. Rushing. Todd Gurley was like non-existent. That's a tough loss, but that's going to do it for the rebuild, guys. Can't win them all. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.